Welcome, optimization enthusiasts, to the show that is about to respectfully but firmly intervene in your skincare biohacking routine. You are listening to the AI avatar of Dr. Irina Lazuk, dermatologist, skin scientist, and the woman who has watched the quantified self movement arrive at the skincare aisle and has genuinely complicated feelings about it. Dr. Lazuk is not with us today because she is currently embedded in a high-altitude biohacking research facility in the Swiss Alps, having accepted an invitation to evaluate the intersection of performance optimization science and skin biology. She arrived with healthy skepticism and a notepad. She has since filled 4 notepads, reorganized their entire protocol library by biological hierarchy, and delivered an unscheduled 2-hour lecture on why the facility's skin optimization module was asking the wrong questions entirely. The researchers described the experience as challenging but clarifying. Dr. Lazuk describes it as Tuesday. She is currently rewriting their entire framework. We expect her back when she is satisfied with the revision. Nobody is holding their breath on a timeline. So, you have the avatar. And today, we are having a conversation that a significant portion of our audience needs to hear, and approximately none of them are going to enjoy it at first. We need to talk about what happens when optimization becomes the problem. Here is some context. Optimization culture did not start with skin. It started with performance, sleep trackers, nutritional timing, exercise efficiency protocols, cognitive enhancement stacks, longevity interventions. Once people got accustomed to the idea that you could measure everything, improve everything, and push every system toward peak performance, it was only a matter of time before skin got pulled into the same framework. And honestly, some of that was good, genuinely good. Skincare used to be entirely reactive. You waited for something to go wrong and then you addressed it. Optimization culture pushed people toward prevention, toward thinking about skin as a metabolically active living system rather than a surface that occasionally needed product applied to it. That shift was correct. Skin is not static. It is hormonally responsive, immunologically involved, and deeply connected to your systemic health. Treating it as a surface level concern has always been biologically inaccurate. So, optimization culture corrected a real problem. It just introduced a new one immediately afterward. It started treating skin as a system to be constantly pushed. In biohacking logic, more data is better. More inputs create better outputs. More interventions accelerate improvement. That logic works reasonably well in controlled environments where you can isolate variables. Your skin is not a controlled environment. Your skin is adaptive, reactive, and protective by design, and when it is overwhelmed, when the demand exceeds its capacity to resolve and recover, it does not optimize. It defends. And defended skin looks nothing like optimized skin. It looks like the specific pattern Dr. Lazuk sees constantly in the clinic. Increased sensitivity that appeared from nowhere. Inconsistent results that make no logical sense. Periods of apparent improvement followed by sudden regression. A feeling that skin is now high maintenance when it absolutely never used to be. Products that worked beautifully for months are suddenly doing nothing or actively causing problems. People in this situation almost always assume they need to escalate, find the next thing, add more, push harder, because in optimization language, if results are stalling, you have not found the right lever yet. But what is actually happening is that the skin has been under constant demand for so long that it has shifted its entire priority system. It is no longer investing in regeneration and repair. It is investing in defense. And no amount of collagen stimulation, cellular energy support, or signal amplification overrides that biological priority. The body decided the environment is not safe enough to invest in anything beyond protection, and it is not wrong. Here is the specific thing that optimization culture seldom accounts for: compensation. Skin that tolerates frequent stimulation without obvious immediate irritation is generally assumed to be resilient, strong, optimized. In reality, it may simply be suppressing its response, compensating quietly until its capacity is exceeded. And when that threshold is finally crossed, the reaction is dramatic and confusing. Sensitivity appears suddenly. Treatments that worked for years stop working entirely. Recovery becomes unpredictable. The skin has not become weak overnight. It has been quietly running a tab for months or years and has just presented the bill. There is also a feedback problem that optimization culture is structurally bad at handling. Skin speaks in delayed responses. What you see today reflects decisions made weeks ago. What you apply now may not reveal its true effect for weeks, but optimization culture rewards immediate feedback. When improvement is not visible quickly, the instinct is to escalate. Change products, increase frequency, add tools, layer protocols. Biologically, that escalation is often exactly what created the problem in the first place. The very responsiveness that makes optimization culture feel productive is what makes it dangerous when applied to skin. And then there is novelty, because optimization culture loves novelty, new technology, new ingredients. The constant search for what is next becomes a form of stimulation in itself, but skin does not benefit from novelty. Skin benefits from familiarity. Repeated predictable signals allow skin to adapt positively. Constantly changing signals keep it in a state of interpretation rather than repair. This is why people who rotate products frequently often feel completely stuck despite owning exclusively high-quality things. The most effective skin optimization is, frankly, boring. It looks consistent. It looks like a restraint. It looks like knowing when not to intervene. None of that makes good content. All of it produces stable, resilient, genuinely healthy skin. Here is the reframe Dr. Lazuk wants you to carry out of this episode. The most optimized skin she sees clinically is rarely the most complicated. It is the most stable. The people who have genuinely figured this out do not ask what they can add next. They ask what the skin actually needs right now. And the answer is sometimes stimulation. Often it is a repair. More frequently than optimization culture ever admits, it is subtraction. Biohacking genuinely helps skin when it reduces unnecessary strain, when it improves sleep quality, when it stabilizes blood sugar, when it lowers systemic inflammation, when it addresses the upstream factors, chronic stress, nutritional gaps, hormonal chaos, poor recovery, that create a background load no topical or device can override. These invisible interventions have more impact on skin than almost anything applied to the surface. Biohacking actively harms skin when it becomes a constant performance demand, when it creates dependency on stimulation just to look normal, when breaks in routine trigger dramatic regression, when the margin for error shrinks to the point where skin is fragile rather than resilient. You cannot optimize what you have never observed at rest. This is one of the most important things in today's episode. If your skin is never allowed to exist without intervention, if you do not know what it actually does when you leave it alone, you have no baseline, and without a baseline, every fluctuation looks like a problem requiring a response, which means you are always responding, which means the skin is always managing input instead of completing repair. Here is the question Dr. Lazuk wants you to ask instead of what should I add next? What is draining my skin right now? And what can I remove from its environment? That is biohacking applied correctly to skin biology, not maximalism, precision, knowing which levers matter most and which are noise, knowing when to intervene and when the most powerful thing you can do is pause. Understanding that subtraction can be as transformative as addition, and that the skin that is supported intelligently does not require constant optimization. It holds itself together, it recovers, it responds, it becomes quieter. And that quiet, that calm, predictable, undemanding stability is not stagnation. It is the most underrated marker of genuine skin health. And it is what you have actually been optimizing toward this whole time, even if nobody told you that was the goal. Skin does not need to be hacked, it needs to be heard. Before we close, everything you just heard is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice, dermatological guidance, or a critique of any specific wellness protocol you may currently be following. Your skin situation is individual and complex and deserves a real professional evaluation. Please consult a licensed dermatologist for personalized guidance. Dr. Lazuk will be available for consultations as soon as she finishes rewriting the Swiss facility's entire optimization framework. Current estimate sometime before spring. May your skin always glow as brightly as your smile.